Hey, everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan. We've got a total market cap of 1.3 trillion. Yeah, not a big change. The market is just now starting to push itself into the green modestly, but most still the projects in the top couple 100 or two are in these double-digit losses on the 7-day. It was a tough week if you watched. I didn't watch much, honestly. But if you were on the sidelines looking for good buys, you might have had some fun. So I want to tell you about something that happened when I just woke up this morning. Tony from Thinking Crypto hosted this Twitter space today, and it was a very interesting topic of discussion, Hinman deposition. Yeah, at one point there were 950 people who joined, and it was most interesting because Attorney John Deaton was there. He answered lots of questions, including the one I asked where I said, in your opinion, do you think Hinman would ever plead or take the fifth? This is invoking that right to refuse answering questions, preventing one from being forced to testify against yourself, or avoiding self-incrimination. No, he didn't think so. He didn't think that would happen because it would cast a light that would be just too dark, and it would appear that he was trying to hide something. Now, of course, he can say things like, well, I just don't know, I can't remember, I don't recall. But if he does that too much, the judge is also going to think, what is it that you're not telling us? The interesting thing that I heard in the discussion that took place was that the documents that Ripple has asked for twice, officially, and still have not been produced by the SEC, maybe, just maybe, this is a part of their strategy where there is something so bad that they don't want to show. Maybe in not producing the documents, it'll give them a way out. Because if they do show, and it is something that really affects them in the future to regulate the space, well, what do? Let one case go so that you can have some possible cases in the future? Yeah, we just don't know. One thing for sure is this is getting very, very interesting. Hinman's going to get drilled, and he's going to get drilled on the grounds of why did he make Ethereum a non-security? This was back in his speech in 2018, and I found this article from 2017 most interesting. It is an interview of one of the original 5 founders of Ethereum, Joseph Lubin, and you can see here that he says that they'd done a huge amount of legal work, and that he was the individual who drove the legal work for the Ethereum token launch. So if he is the guy that handled all the legal work, and Hinman did meet with somebody a week before he gave that speech, I think it's very possible it is Lubin. So he goes on to say here that they think that the SEC is not interested at that time in 2017 throwing the baby out with the bathwater, meaning just get rid of all this technology. That indeed they were very excited about the technology and its ability to drive growth. And when this media asked them, but aren't the token sales considered unregistered securities? Lubin answered back, some of them. So he was then asked, do they have to look at it on a case-by-case basis? And he answered, exactly. Also, this technology is going to change everything pretty rapidly. Yeah, it is catching on in a decentralized way. Well, he was very, very correct in 2017 to say that. Here we are in 2021, and it is absolutely front and center in crypto. And it's catching on virtually, it goes on to say, everywhere in the world, and it's going to serve as a tremendous growth engine for your country. Yeah, it is. It definitely is. Like I had said in the last video, we're not going to be looking at just one token. We're going to be looking at many, many, many tokens. And I'm going to show you in this video one that puts them all in a basket and then creates an entity in itself as an index that's a product, a DeFi, and it's being marketed now to the institutional investors. All right, so I'm going to just read the last paragraph that I have highlighted here. And he goes on to say that while you may have a young lawyer at the SEC who wants to make his or her career on a big case, they are also probably really aware of the fact that they don't want to be the person that kills blockchain for the United States, or that casts a pal or a chill on this growth engine. Well, they did, right? They definitely threw the chill on Ripple's technology. And then the last sentence is, I don't see any Western country doing something really drastic or foolish. Well, they sure did do something drastic and foolish by the action they took, and I'm talking about the action Clayton took on Ripple with the lawsuit in December. Yeah, very interesting article. And the fact that he says that it is something that is on a case-by-case basis, that is very, very discretionary, not fair and just at all. That is meaning that you can, well, just say, okay, you're okay, but you're not okay. And I really don't have any criteria for that. I'm just going to tell you that on a case-by-case basis, that's what I think. And that's what has been done. All right, I am moving along to a tweet that I put out there, and this is an institutional investor interest alert because SBI VC Trade is ranked #1 in the last 24 hours rolling among plus or minus 660 exchanges, with 5 million XRP that was sent to, and this is what is so important, BitGo custody. Right now, they have over 40 billion under asset management, and they are the leader in the institutional clients that custody crypto. I think that at Short the FOMO is really doing a good job by adding new features almost daily to track XRP. You can find this website at 3xrp.dev, and here we have the actual portion where you can see that number of XRP moved from SBI VC Trade to BitGo custody. The reason why I am really excited to see this is because BitGo, who was acquired by Novogratz of Galaxy Digital just last June, right? Yeah. Who do they serve? They serve banks, exchanges, lenders, liquidity providers, payment processors, asset managers, exchanges, endowments, family offices, hedge funds, insurance companies, pension funds, and sovereign wealth funds. These are the whales. These are the serious whales. And they have over 400 of them in 50 countries. So this is why that amount going to this particular custody platform is pretty big deal. And the interesting thing, on Friday, they had a huge announcement, BitGo did. They began supporting the index co-op products. And what is this? This is that basket of blue chip DeFi tokens, marketplaces, and protocols. The institutional investor is getting a very, very high interest for DeFi products. They want to do the lending, the borrowing, the swapping, the staking, the yield farming. They want to do it in a way that fits their institutional needs. This is why so many of us are paying attention to what Flare Networks is doing and the first really big DeFi product offering coming from Flare Finance. So you can see 167 million have invested already tied up on this platform, and this basket of different DeFi projects: Uniswap, Cream, Wi-Fi, Maker, Aave, These are just a few of the 14 that are in this one basket. These projects start at like 33 cents a token all the way up to $61. And do I think that a token that's connected to Flare networks be one of these assets that are put into a basket in the future for institutional investors? Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, these institutional investors, they want to gain exposure to DeFi tokens, but they don't necessarily want to just do one. They like to have this basket offering. I think this is so interesting. Okay, Estonia, and this location here, just across from Helsinki, Finland. So this is next to Latvia. There's Lithuania. We've got the Baltic Sea here. This is Sweden, of course. There's Denmark. There's Norway. Estonia. Very interesting place because it's super innovative and it is very advanced when it comes to regulations. And the official documents that are fully digital with that e-citizenship that is available in this country was the place and is the place now that has been chosen for the XRP Foundation.org. And why did they choose? Well, the points that I mentioned, of course, and also there is a board member there. So the foundation was established to boost the XRP Ledger adoption. It received some grants totaling 6.5 million from Ripple, and the one board member who is in Estonia and probably really doing a good job at leading the way there is Bharath Chari, and he is taking also good care of a validator too. I think he works very close with Wietse Wind, and it's nice to see that happen. All right, we've got the Sparkles contest that just ended, and boy did I receive a lot of different emoji NFT designs, a lot. And I looked at each one more than 3 or 4 times, and I had to choose just one to win the category that I was in charge of, which was XRP. There was a Sparkles category, an XRP category, and then a Flare category. So I had the XRP category, and of the ones that came my way, I decided on this one here, which you can find. The creator is at CCatpain on Twitter. And of course, it's Joel Katz, which is David Schwartz, the CTO of Ripple. But I thought it really fit the criteria that was celebrating the emoji day. And so this is a great emoji. It's fun, just makes you smile. I think the design is superb, and it really fits well with XRP because David has been so instrumental in bringing the ecosystem to where it is today. All right, just for those of you who are, I'm going to lose you here because I didn't realize this particular page. Some pages, when you come across them, they don't let you keep the camera on. So this one is one, but I just want to give a heads up to everybody who is doing research out there, because Contour is really a R3 project that has investors from all the big banks, and also Sumitomo Corporation, which is one of the major partners of SBI. They are just getting going. They're already live, and they are just moving and grooving in the trade finance in a big way. They just launched their Finance Innovation Lab in Singapore on July 1st. I I just really think there is so much going on here. They are good about keeping things under the lid. If anybody can open up that lid and see what's inside, I would love some help. All right, everybody, we are jumping to the fluff, and this is something that's kind of interesting. Japan is starting to put on the actual roads. The first example is in a place called Okayama, which is a little bit south of here. This tells you to signal. So you're actually getting a prompt on the road to tell you that, and this location right here, if you're in this lane and you're crossing over this, it's time to turn on your signal. I think this could be really good for people to drive a little bit more with safety in mind and alerting other drivers around you that you're about to make a turn. I think it's interesting. I'd not ever seen it done in any other country before. I'm curious, if you live in a country, do you have these signal alerts put in your pavement as you drive? I'm really, really curious. I think it's a great idea. And then, of course, I had to share with you something that is so Japanese. This is the Great Wave off Kanagawa. That is a woodblock print by Hokusai, who was a prolific artist in the 1700s. And this is a kitty scratcher, which is cut out in the same shape as that ukiyo-e, or the woodblock print that is so famous here in Japan. This is kind of the side angle view. I love it. I just love it. I know my cats would love it. And yeah, it's kind of a little bit of a sad photograph. This is the Olympic Stadium. There's a lot of Olympic news right now here. Everybody's getting ready. Tons of athletes have arrived. Yeah, a lot going on. It's not all that. It's not all good. You can check the news for yourself. It's going to remain empty though, because they're not going to allow any fans to attend the events. So I just want to show you the picture of the beautiful, beautiful stadium that was done by Kengo Kuma. He's a wonderful architect here in Japan, and they did this cedar design, real cedar trees here from Japan. They took them from a lot of different prefectures. Anyway, it's a lot happening, but I will tell you one good thing that's happening in sports, and it was amazing today. It was the final day of the Nagoya tournament for sumo, and it really was amazing. It came down to the final bout with the grand champion, Hakuho. This is his reaction when he did win. Wow, it was incredible. There's the tachiai, which is the beginning of the face-off at the final point before they both lunge to get their opponent into some sort of, usually they go for like an underarm grab for the belt and position themselves to make their move. But that face-off, which usually only lasts for about 5 seconds or 10 seconds at the most, this one lasted for well over 30 seconds. It was something. And then the match itself was something. It was one of the best I have seen in a long time. You can go to the Sumo Girlfriend. She's a girl, I believe, who lives in Singapore. She's a big sumo fan. She has a lot of upload from today's tournament, and you can see the bout in its entirety. I'm really reluctant to show it because it's an NHK broadcast, and I just don't want to get involved with any trouble with them. So I'm not going to show it, but I'm just telling you where you can find it, which is at Sumo Garu Friendo, the Sumo Girlfriend. She's a big fan. She's a big fan. And her feed is really fun because she's got a lot of exciting video from many of the bouts today. All right, everybody. Yes, do take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.